This is an ad by BetterHelp. What's your perfect night? Maybe you're settled at home alone or with loved ones, covered in blankets, about to watch your favorite show. It's cozy, it's calm, and you're ready for a perfect night in. Therapy can feel a bit like that. A place for comfort. A time when you replenish your energy and take care of yourself. And hey, you can even do it without leaving that same cozy couch. This season is the perfect time to give therapy a try, right from the comfort of home. With BetterHelp, get matched with a tailored therapist based on your needs and preferences, entirely online. Designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a therapist, and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Find comfort this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com to learn more and save 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com.
Welcome to the Real Chat Podcast,
where we talk business, lifestyle, and mindset.
For the modern entrepreneur.
I'm Baxter Colburn.
I'm Allison Elise.
I'm Mandi Wilkie. Let's chat.
Hey.
Okay. I was like, who wants to go first?
Hey, girl. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the Real Chat Podcast.
Allie doesn't like to open, so she's going to open with, hey, girl,
That's
hey.
true.
Hi, my name's Allie, and I'm awkward.
Hi, Allie.
We've been through 2 seasons, and I still don't want to introduce the podcast.
Correct?
That's
You're right.
We each have our own gifts.
I will own that as I
You're a
dig
great
something
closer.
out of my teeth.
You're a great closer. I will say
you.
that about you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, welcome
I have something
back.
in my tooth.
Welcome back.
You don't have anything in your teeth.
That's
a good
fine.
friend would tell you. If
I can
you did.
feel it, though.
Oh, let me see.
I got it.
Okay. Welcome back as we wrap up season 2.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wrapping it up.
Is that the equivalent to like Friends being on for 20 seasons? Like season 2, even though it's only 10 episodes. How many episodes?
I say we've
Friends?
got a decent sitcom going here. I think.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's like 10 to 12 episodes is kind
Yeah.
of a good sitcom type of thing. So
This is 10?
this is episode 10. Yeah, for this
season
Season
2.
two.
of season 2.
And this
So
is where
our
we're gonna end it.
20th or 22nd. I forget officially. I think we did 10 in season 1, didn't we?
I think we did.
Something like that.
I thought we did 12, but I could be wrong. Anyway.
Somewhere.
Sitcom.
We're a bit unhinged today. My kids are here. They're running around. So I didn't bring on.
They're
I didn't
quietly.
bring Owen.
They're going to be very quiet, like no walking feet.
Correct.
Look
Yeah,
at me
no
with my
talking
very
cat.
stern
Exactly.
face.
Go find something to do, please. Exactly.
So very quiet, gentle feet like ballerinas.
Exactly.
I love when kids are in the space. I know it's hard sometimes to like
Do a
reel it in.
podcast.
It gets distracting,
yeah.
right? But kids are distracting, but that's okay.
Especially when they play off of each
I
other as well.
I have a question for everyone.
Yes.
How do you feel about season 2?
Which part?
All of it.
Guests, how it went.
Yeah, let's do a quick refresher on who our guests were. We had
We got Alicia from
Route 22.
Mile 22.
Mile
Mile 22, sorry.
So I can tell you all our guests
Yeah.
if
Same
you
road
want to.
We had Basket Girly, Summer.
Summer Rich. Yep.
We had
just
Amber.
Had
We just
Amber.
had Amber Broyer from Whole Self Love.
Whole
Yep.
Self-Love. Those were our
The mayor.
3. Oh,
we had
and the
the
mayor.
mayor.
I mean, how
Mr.
could
Mayor,
he
Mr.
was
Jim
our-
Schmidt.
He kicked us off. He was the first.
Correct. Yep. So I can. You
4
want me to?
guests.
4 guests. Yep. So I can run you through. Yep. The 4 that you mentioned. We did an episode about a week in our shoes. We did what have you manifested in our business, Mr. Mayor, a show that gets us canceled, which people loved. Alicia Forsberg, the episode where Baxter cries. Summer Rich for Baskets by Summer, and then what does your business look like in the summer? Plus the episode that came out last week with Amber as well.
I like naming them like the Friends episode.
Yeah.
Like Basket Girly, we could have said, the one where we talked about the
That's true.
kidney
I'm open to
The one
ideas
where
for
we close out
rechanging.
season 2.
I did that as a test with the Baxter one. I'm like, I'm just curious. I had somebody come up to me at a farmer's market the other day, like, yeah, I heard you cry this morning. I'm like, excuse me? They're
What
like,
now?
I listened to your episode. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I didn't cry today. I was like, it's fine.
I didn't cry today, but
Yeah, I was
it
like
aired
yesterday
today.
maybe. Yeah,
Or they
he's like,
listened to it.
he's like, no, I listened to your
cool.
episode, and he's
I
like,
love
I heard
that,
you cry.
though.
I was like, thank you. I was like, oh yeah, he's like, I listened to you. It's Vinny that owns Overland Old Fashioned Mix.
Yeah.
He's like, every time I am brewing, he's like, I put your show on and I listen. So
love
was
that.
Like, oh, I'm like, well, thank you for
That's so
listening.
cool. Also from next door at Voyagers, which is now open,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah.
have frequented every day that they've been open
So
aside
excited.
from Saturday because they
I
opened.
feel like I should walk over there.
They
Time
opened.
out.
They opened last week, right? And they
Yes.
had their soft opening, and they
Yeah.
had their little 2 days of soft opening and
Yeah.
stuff, whatever. So this morning I was in there, and I actually went there twice today because I had such a full schedule
She's
that
addicted. She's
I had
addicted.
my morning coffee and toast, and then I had lunch from there as well.
It's all business
just,
write-offs, right?
Why not?
It's a write-off.
Why not?
And Brian Gruzy, who is over there, he goes, I listen to you guys and I love it. And he told me to tell you guys hello.
Oh, hi, Brian.
He's so great.
Love it.
Brian.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have them next door.
Yeah.
Same.
It brings a whole different feel and vibe to the culture of De Pere, I feel, because they are just so well known in Green Bay.
Yeah.
And what they've done in the years that they've been obviously in Green Bay and then in Appleton has just been really cool to watch them open in like their hometown, which is really awesome.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm super excited. It's
Shout out to
all good
Voyagers
things. All
and
good
Brian
things from
Gruzy.
here. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Shout out to Voyagers.
Gotta have all of them on.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, for
I-
sure.
I think we
I would
absolutely
love,
need to.
I would love to have
Yeah.
them on. Celeste and Ben are just salt
Yeah.
of the earth people. They're great.
They're
So-
great. And just even, Brian has gone through
Oh, yeah.
with his own entrepreneurship with the
Yes.
coffee bar back
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
day. And then he really,
Exchange.
he had a Starbucks
Yep.
pass for a while, and then, the Exchange, and now Voyagers, and really like watching it come full circle
Yeah.
for him. And now him,
Incredible.
even though it's not his business, it's this location is
He's going to be the
really-
face of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
which
much
is
so.
amazing. And it's like, divine intervention. I feel like
100%.
I don't think he's going anywhere for a while.
Yeah.
Brian, I
always-
think
He's
you'll be
locked
here.
in.
Yeah, sometimes we have to go through the hard to get to where we're meant to be. But I always look back, I was let go from a job once, and I was like, gosh, if I wouldn't have been, I wouldn't be where I'm at now.
Totally.
Correct.
You don't feel
Yeah.
it in the moment.
Yeah.
but you
We've
feel it
talked
now.
about that on
We
the
have.
podcast. We've talked
We
about
have.
those hardships that have shaped you into being where you are now. And I think all of us can relate to that, listeners as well. We can relate to that in a way that,
Tough life lessons. We've had some
Absolutely.
tough life lessons this week at home, but tough life lessons that will hopefully help you learn from the mistake and not make it again. Right?
It's
Whether
true.
it's entrepreneurship, daily life, whatever it is.
absolutely.
Yeah. Talk to me
Love it.
briefly about some of the stuff that stood out from our guests a little bit. Is there any moments from the 4 guests that we had that anything stuck out to you? Or I know each one of them
I'm
had
gonna
their
get
own.
names wrong. Alicia.
So
not
Alicia
Maya.
had brought us coffee. We shared coffee.
That
it was a
for sure
vibe,
sticks out
right?
to me.
Yeah, it's true.
Her age.
Yeah, mid
she's-
20s, 25.
I
think.
don't even think she's that old.
She's
Yeah?
25,
25?
26, something like that.
But
yeah.
I mean, just to be so in tuned with what she wants for the business. What stood out with me most is the things that she does for the community.
Yes.
So I don't know if you guys saw that she recently brought a teacher in to do reading.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that.
And I even actually mentioned it to Brian. I'm like, everybody should be doing this. Like,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Such a smart
Absolutely.
idea.
Like-
Such a smart idea.
So that really stood out to me.
Yeah, they did a movie night, I think 2 Friday nights ago, and she said they had over
I saw
150
that,
people that
which
came.
was amazing.
Yeah,
How many?
over
Did she
150
have coffee
people came.
there?
Wow.
I don't know.
Or was it just
I think she helped organize it. I don't
Okay.
know how
Like in that back
much.
patio area that she created, or that side
It was
patio?
at the park across the street, I believe.
Okay.
But
where they brought in that
it
giant?
was the first time they've ever done it. And she said we have had over 150 people show
Wow.
up for it.
I
was like, that's
absolutely love
amazing.
that.
I
That'd be
love
cool
her
right
passion
here.
for her community.
That would be a great spot. Yeah.
Yeah, her passion for her community.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's what I love.
I was just gonna say too, like even to like for herself as well.
Yeah.
And like how she's running the business and she's living above and
Yep.
it's just she's pouring herself into
Yeah,
that. And I
it's
just
family run.
love it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Absolutely
yeah.
love it.
Very
That
old
definitely-
soul. I remember you. I think you called her that on the pod. Like you're such an old soul because she is. She
Yeah.
has this like sage
much
advice, even
Yeah.
though she's
Yeah.
younger than
What?
all of us. We're
Yeah.
like we said, she's half your age, right? Is what we.
I feel like too Summer, Basket Girly, I feel like
I
something
love
that
that
stood out
episode.
to me for her was
Heads up, folks. Interest rates are falling. But as of September 23rd, 2024, you can still lock in a 6% or higher yield with a bond account at public.com. That's a pretty big deal because when rates drop, so can the interest you earn on your cash. A bond account allows you to lock in a 6% or higher yield with a diversified portfolio of high yield and investment grade corporate bonds. So while other people are watching their returns shrink, you can sit back with regular interest payments. But you might want to act fast because your yield is not locked in until you invest. The good news? It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up at public.com. Lock in a 6% or higher yield with a bond account. Only at public.com. Brought to you by Public Investing. Member FINRA and SIPC. Yield to worst is not guaranteed. Not an investment recommendation. All investing involves risk. Visit public.com/disclosures for more info.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. What's your perfect night? Is it curling up on the couch for a cozy, peaceful night in? Therapy can feel a bit like that, your comfort place where you replenish your energy. With BetterHelp, Get matched with a therapist based on your needs, entirely online. It's convenient and suited to your schedule. Find comfort this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com to learn more and save 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com.
Just the heart behind what her business is and how her past and what she went through made her just, she just pours that passion into bringing joy to people through baskets, through gift giving.
So
which is
selfless.
It is
too,
so,
in what she does.
So cool.
So
I love
detail
it.
oriented.
Yep.
So we couldn't talk about it on the episode because I had hired her actually to deliver a gift for my dog sitter. Lost her longtime dog.
I was wondering what the gift was.
Yeah, lost her longtime dog. And I don't know her that well other than she takes care of my dog, right?
Sure.
So I'm like, Summer, I don't even know what direction to give you, but I know she loves to work out. I know she loves motivational things. She's very into like building up others. And she loved her fur babe. Like she loved, and Summer put together this amazing basket. There was a little journal in there and some treats and wonderful things. And she texted me and she's like, oh my gosh, I got to meet an incredible person. And I think just the detail that went into it was so funny because Emma, who received it, texted me and she's like, is this legit? Someone's she thought it was like spam.
Right. Trying to get a hold of her to bring a basket.
And so Summer had to say like, I'm delivering a gift for you. I'm like, it is legit. Let her in.
Promise she's real.
I promise. But it just was so great because it was so well loved, so well appreciated. And all I had to do was Venmo Summer.
I was going to say, did Emma not listen to the podcast?
You should send her that episode. Be like, before you open the door, listen to this.
We didn't talk about it on the podcast because I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And I don't know if my bestie listens or not, but another one's coming.
Gotta get her.
Her birthday's in August.
Since that episode, I just have like this little list, this notes list on my phone of people that I would love to give a gift to and reach out to her for when the timing is right. So
I love that.
Which, I mean, any time is right to give a gift, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to wait for the perfect moment to give or to tell somebody that you care about them. But
I had a discussion with somebody over the weekend. They're like, oh, I want to get a game that we were playing, and he's like, Father's Day's gone and Christmas is so far away. I'm like, why can't you just give a gift? Just because, like why can't it be Tuesday? Yeah, like, and he's like, oh yeah, I guess I could probably do it because it's for his dad. He's like, I only give it my dad, for his birthday, and he's like, that's already happened, and he's like, but I want to get him this game. I think he would like it. I'm like, then do it.
What a fun thing that he will never forget. You might forget what you got for Father's Day.
Correct.
But you won't forget the random Tuesday when a gift showed up for you.
Especially if it's something that means a lot to you.
On Sunday after church or whatever and dropped off this gift. I love that.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
So great. How about the mayor? I had no idea the mayor had such an entrepreneur. I knew he had his own business, but I didn't know he taught entrepreneurship as well.
I didn't know how passionate he was about combating homelessness.
That was enlightening.
That sticks out to me a lot. That's something, because I was going into that episode like, oh, I just don't like politics. Like, I wouldn't want to talk about politics. And then it ended up being like not about that.
He was like, and I was mayor. Okay, and by the way, like I was like
this and this and this, and his biggest passion too. Like, that is so cool. That was really. I thought that really stuck out for that episode as well.
And just the involvement, like you forget, right, about the ribbon cuttings.
Yeah,
and he knows like how important that moment is.
Absolutely.
Right? And he got to be at, how many did he say? It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was a huge amount.
Cuttings, the events that he did in a week.
Multiple.
I don't remember. It was
I think over his time.
I remember us thinking like, oh, and we think we're busy.
Right.
He's going to 10 events a day.
He also has a personal assistant that details every second of his
show
day.
Up here
Right.
at this time, and here's your driver.
What would that be like? That would be wonderful.
Do that.
Longest.
Put it in the budget for next year.
Running term. Yeah. So he was great. It was fun to have him on. And I also loved when he talked about teaching entrepreneurship, and he talked about how he encourages the students not to write about like Elon Musk. Not that there's anything wrong with any of those entrepreneurs, but there's lots of local entrepreneurs.
That was the big thing I took away, was his local passion, right?
His local passion. And that he never bought anything outside of the city of Green Bay.
He made it as a huge priority of his.
Right? Crazy.
Which is amazing.
I love that.
Yes. And then we have the takeaway from our most recent.
Yeah, Amber last week. I mean, obviously it's the most fresh in our minds, but it's so funny when you texted us, I was driving on the way to the studio and you're like, oh, I've got somebody. And I was like, all right. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, it's fine. Like,
who cares if it's a flop?
I'm sure she'll be great. I don't care what she does. Like, Like
Right.
she could be a great person, but just sitting here and being around her and just the immediate connection, I felt like from all three of us in
Yeah.
some different way with her, I was like, oh,
Just
got
a
it.
walking like ray of light.
Correct.
Like
Very
an
much so.
aura of positivity.
And right before we started that podcast episode, she literally said to me, she goes, I have been so many things. Like there are so many things that I've done. There are so many things that have happened to me. And she goes, after her divorce, like the 5 years ago, she was like, I know that I was put on this earth to spread this light.
Love that.
And bring this message through, God, and it might not be
amazing.
through like religion, because she doesn't call herself religious. She calls herself spiritual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that that's great. And
Yeah.
this is what she's called to do. And she firmly believes that. And I honestly, very organically have been drawn to her content. And she only just really started posting that content. And I was following her because I knew she was, at Addie's school.
Adorable.
And I loved her
Super
outfit.
cute.
Like I
Yeah.
literally love her outfits.
Yeah.
Like every time we go to a
And for
school
you
play,
to say
I'm
that
like,
to somebody is a big deal. Yeah.
but literally, like, she's the cutest. And
Yeah.
she was always dressed like to the nines at school events and things like that. And just very drawn to her energy. And I'm really trying to find those people in my life and follow that, whatever, like the people that God is putting in my life.
Yeah.
I'm really drawn to that right now. And
You're aware of it. That's great.
Yeah, she reached out to me about using the space for some of her stuff. And then I was just following her, and really, it was really cool to see.
Yeah.
And then to sit down with her for the very first time and then ask her to be on the podcast
Yeah.
and explain it. And she was like, absolutely, I will. Like,
Sure.
I have a babysitter till 4:30. Like, I can do this. I'm like,
Perfect.
great. This is
Yeah.
Sweet.
amazing.
Let's do it.
And to learn about that was really cool.
And I think having someone who's been through the suck, if we can call it,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
suck, has been through the suck, is a lot different for me to go and listen to someone who's been through it and come out
Yeah.
on the other side than to listen to someone whose life seems perfect, talk about self-love.
I wanted to
to
ask.
connect about that.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to because I knew we were running out of time with her, but I wanted to broach the topic about what we had talked about a couple episodes about being that single parent and like going through all of that. And I think for each of us, when that happened, we noticed a shift in our lives, partially because we had to, but also because that was the wake up call to be like, okay, like, no, like we really got to make a change and let's really start to invest back in ourselves and move forward. Right.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
I'm always fascinated about that with other people and their journeys. So part of me was hoping to ask the question, but we didn't get a chance to, obviously.
Right.
But still, one of those things for me where I was like, okay, another person that's overcome it and done such a unique and exciting thing in their life. So very excited.
Something that would be fun is down the road to have her back on.
Yes,
Right.
I would love that.
So she's now talked about starting this, to have her back
Yeah.
on in like a year and say, how's it going?
Yeah.
Like
'Cause-
tell me about the lives that you're changing.
Yeah. Because her
Because
business
clearly
is
she
not
has a
even
passion.
launched yet. Her business
Right.
is launching in a month.
Right.
Which is
Right.
really cool.
Amazing. Yeah. I love that. And we have a few on the map for season 3.
Yes. Yeah. We've got, I think, a couple that have said yes in some capacity when we can make their deals, right? Type
Yeah.
of thing. So we're
Right.
working on that. And we know that.
We're working on evening hours.
Yeah,
Lot of-
hopefully
yeah.
our schedules
Fall
can
filming.
align. where
Real
we
chat
can
after
have-
dark is what it'll end up being,
yeah, Real Chat
probably.
After Dark.
So
Yeah.
We
that'll
could probably
be-
get some more followers.
We've
know what
had
that
some leggy
means.
episodes.
There we
so-
go.
Called clickbait right
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
Yes.
It's true. I know this has to be a shorter episode because Allie has to go soon, but really fast. Any life updates, any business updates, anything going
Children
on
updates.
Children
in
in the
your
background.
lives at all that you want to talk about or share about? I have an update that I can share in a moment, but I want to see for either of you if there's anything going on that you're just like, yeah, like this is something that's been exciting in my business or in my life recently that
Yeah.
would love to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I got to speak on our national call on Monday, which is super
Wow,
fun.
that's amazing.
Because that's, 500 people
Yeah.
that you're
Woo.
speaking to just about my year this year, and things have been. Thank you for that shout out with the horns.
Is the microphone going to pick that up?
I
I
don't
don't-
know.
well,
If you can't
hopefully
hear the
not.
horns honking in the background, they're congratulating us. So that's been great. It was fun. It's fun. It's always fun to be able to speak to your peers. and
Yeah.
get to in a. And can we cut that? Oh.
Blooper.
Go yell
blooper
at
reel.
those boys kindly and tell them you still love them.
It's hard. It's really hard to.
Want the attention, right?
Yeah.
They get picked up.
It's hard to stay quiet though. Even Addie, who's 10, she told me,
It's
she's
with the
like,
chips. Well, echo.
Yeah, she can't. She was like, it's so hard to listen to you guys talk and not engage or not like want to say something or like chime in.
Mackie still wants to be on.
Yeah. Oh, Addie asked me. She goes, when is the kids episode happening? I'm like, maybe soon.
Okay. We're almost done.
We're almost done. Yep.
Be quiet as a mouse. We'll be done as fast as we can if we're super quiet. Oh, geez.
Almost finished.
Running around all the camera.
I had a session and there were kids in here.
I was wondering what that was all for.
And they're like, what is up here? And I was like, it's where we keep the children. And then they walked up there and I closed the door behind them. Stay in the room. They were dying about it. Yeah.
Oh.
Terrifying.
So do you want me to start over with that? Or was it good enough?
Yeah. I think you should be okay.
Okay.
I think we kind of put the bow on it.
So that was fun.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, very proud
exciting.
of you. Did it feel like nervous wracking at all? Or?
It's funny because I don't necessarily get nervous, but I did get very emotional because I'm very grateful for the opportunity that the company has given me.
Right.
So I did get a little bit emotional because you do talk about, how things have evolved over the 6 years, right? And it's not always easy. And
Correct.
You guys know me well enough to know I don't sugarcoat it. So I'm not going to get on the call and be like, everything's a bowl of cherries.
I love life.
I'm
so
going to
good.
say this sucked. This was hard. Or, I did better this year because last year I was failing at some things, right? So nobody loves to share that. But I think being vulnerable enough to be honest is important. And it's always fun. I always like it, and I always like the positive feedback. So
amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
That was good.
Great.
And then I'm just grateful that my son's okay.
Yes.
Super grateful. I was away on the cruise, gone for 10 days, and day 7 got a text that my son had been in a horrible accident. And there's nothing that can prepare you for being on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean when one of your kids is in a car accident.
Correct.
Nothing.
And thankfully he's totally okay.
Thankfully he's okay.
Yep, he's okay. The car is not, but he's okay. So we can replace the things. We can't replace him.
Correct.
So just a different spirit of coming home and being really not overwhelmed with what I need to do because I was gone on the trip, but instead being grateful that he's okay.
Yes.
Right.
Praise God for that.
That stuff can happen tomorrow. So if you're waiting on something from me, give me a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got a few things, she's sorting
going
out.
on. Few fish in the stream.
Yeah.
What about you, Allie?
Oh my gosh, there's not a lot new.
No?
You just said you were averaging about 6 sessions.
I was going to say,
week.
your editing queue is 85 deep.
Yes.
Which means you got to be doing something.
I'm behind on editing. Is that even a surprise with a photographer in summer?
Yeah.
If you're waiting on something from me, it's coming.
This is her official statement. It's coming.
Yeah.
The reality of summer and being a photographer is you always think that you're going to get a handle on it and you just don't.
Yeah.
You just, as a photographer and as somebody who really loves their career, and even just how I've shifted my career so much has allowed me to take on more. I have been taking on more, and it's been really fulfilling and really joyful, and I'm really grateful for that. I got to go up to Sturgeon Bay and Sister Bay and take photos of a senior.
Those look beautiful, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful photos lately, and just connecting with so many families and their little ones, and being really intentional about creating that experience has been really cool. I got photos taken of myself.
I loved that. I saw that
recently,
which is not something that you do very often.
Who did that?
I don't do them very often. I can give her a shout out. She is my dream photographer.
Yeah.
I was wanting to work with her for family photos and photos of me and my kids for a while. It just never linked up, and she randomly asked me, she's like, there's a new studio opening up in Menasha, and I would love for you to be my muse for that. And I was like, okay, cool. I mean, you're your worst critic. She does amazing work. I am I'm trying to practice self-love.
We're going to work on that self-love.
I'm working on my
I have
self-love.
a great class for you to go to.
Yes,
September
but I'm
8th.
struggling right now with that, and I think I have been struggling since my son has been born, and it's no secret. I've been very, very open about that.
Yeah.
But it was really cool to see myself through her lens and to see some of the work that she did, and she sent them to me right away, and she shared them with me, and I felt like it was a little healing for myself, because I also just being in a room with her. Her name's Courtney Breeder Photo, and she is actually out of Madison area.
Okay.
And she does a great job, and I love her work. I love her storytelling, and she's wonderful. So I had photos taken of myself, and it was great.
I love that. Because that is
I
a
don't do
hard
that
thing.
enough.
I say it caught me
In
off
terms of
guard as a
professional.
consumer of you. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, Allie. I'm like,
She updated her profile pic.
Yeah.
Yes, I did an updated profile. I'm still waiting on one for my style, because I think I told you guys this last time. I'm really trying to be more consistent in sharing my outfits and my style again.
I've been noticing.
That has been something that I've really not been doing a lot of, and it just brings me so much joy to share style and outfits.
You're so
and
good at it.
I love sharing it. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to continue doing this, and I don't care anymore. I'm just going to post the videos. I cared way too much in the past. And I want to be more just like open and authentic, and
love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Other than that, nothing's really new.
Just living the dream.
Living the dream, yeah.
One day at a time.
How about you, Baxter?
Yeah.
You said you have an update.
I do. Yeah. Summer's been busy for us as a family.
You have a family.
I do. Kids, if
we
you didn't
keep
know.
joking about it.
You can't
Two
hear
boys
them.
in the studio
Correct.
today.
They're doing their best to derail, but
give us grace, right? If you hear them, it's just we're parents trying to multitask.
Exactly. No, it's been good. It's been a busy summer, thankfully, in a good way, and we've, as a family, continued to make time to spend time together and to do the things right that we've wanted to do. So, and Owen just continues to grow as well. So he'll be 4 months by the time this comes out, which is crazy.
Yeah, the selfie you took with him was adorable.
Insane. Yeah, he's so big already.
Yeah, his neck strength is incredible. He's just so much more alert. He can track you. He's smiling up a storm. It's such a fun age for him to be at right now. So very, very happy about that. So the update that I have that I know a lot of people have asked about is whether or not I got an interview with the Packers, and I did not. So I got an email today actually telling me that they did not want to extend an interview to my way, and they moved on to other candidates, which is fine. I was thinking I wasn't going to get any emails at all, because it's been almost 2 months at this point. I'm like, I just need to know at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like, just give me something. So got that today. It was a little sad, a little mopey for a moment when I got it, because I was like, oh, but even though I had kind of moved on mentally, but then for it to come back around, I was like, oh, okay,
but
for real though. Exactly.
Right?
And something else is waiting for you, a different opportunity or something else that could lead to something bigger, or who's not to say in the future that something else doesn't happen, right?
Right.
Exactly.
And I think being brave enough to try, right? Because easily we could have said, well, they're not going to pick me. I'm not going to even attempt.
Yeah.
But to go through the process of doing it takes courage.
Exactly. Yeah. I appreciate it. Yeah. And I'm, like I said, grateful for the support that you ladies showed and the other friends and family that knew about it as well. So excited to see what the future holds. And I've got a lot of great conversations happening behind the scenes for other potential clients coming down the line. So just trying to embrace that and balance the time that I have accordingly.
And knowing too that doesn't, just because they chose not to move forward, doesn't diminish or,
correct,
make your work any less valuable or amazing.
Thankfully, there
really
wasn't any of that. Yeah. I appreciate that. There wasn't any of that self-doubt, thankfully, either. Right. So I was curious if that email came. I've been told enough times in my life that I was kind of like, okay, like, all right, that's fine. Like, it's not a big deal. So I'm almost more of when somebody does send a good email, I'm just kind of like, are you sure? Like, oh, okay, great, cool. So,
as much as we love the Green Bay Packers,
correct,
they're missing out.
I appreciate that.
They're missing out.
One day. So, but that's what I got on my end. Just busier than I think I thought I would be at this point, and just trying to bigger shoots is what it's come down to. Much more multi-purpose, bigger brand shoots, which is awesome, but so much more time and effort, as you ladies know, go into that kind of stuff. So just trying to give myself grace to say I can literally only do so much during 24 hours.
Setting boundaries, also a class.
Also a class. Thank you. September 8th.
Yes.
Put that in there.
Yep.
So,
add it to your calendar.
Love it.
Yeah, very cool.
So, but that's what I got. It's been a great season. I've loved spending this time with you ladies, and I'm excited for season 3. I think we've got some really awesome potential guests that are going to come through, and I'm really excited because a couple of them are pairs, right? So we'll have either a husband, wife, or a couple ladies or men that'll be through. So that I think is going to be unique to add in.
Yeah,
the
entrepreneurship
side of it.
and the relationships.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and how do you do it? So, and I can't believe we're through season 2, and season 3 will be coming out like a year after we spoke this into the universe, essentially, right? Because I think the idea came in September, and by October we were recording.
Something like that,
So it'll be about a year in. So what we would love is...
That's insane.
I'm proud of us for doing this.
Me
seriously.
too.
And just like staying consistent, right? Like we're being consistent in, it's easy to talk about something and to be like, yeah, we're going to do that. And then, one season and okay, I think we're, whatever.
And we've had our challenges with getting together, getting schedules and getting guests lined up and bringing kids to the shoot. And all the things, but we're still doing our best to make it work. So we appreciate the grace that we're given.
Yes,
and
thank you.
We're all also running our own businesses.
Yeah. And even just like the little things in the community or online or the tiny shout outs that we get to,
Liking
like we appreciate.
Yes. Yeah, it's so great.
The appreciation that I feel is immense about just like who listens, being out in the community and saying, I listened to your podcast, it's great, whatever. Those mean a lot.
They do.
And it's cool because this started, and I remember saying this in the first season, like this started as like a really cool outlet and passion project almost for all of us, where it's like, we just want to talk about this because it's not really talked about in our community.
Right.
And to be able to showcase that and see how we've grown as business owners, even from the first episode, and how we talk. And I remember getting like the jitters here, like, what are we going to talk about? I don't know. Like, and now it's just like, it's a cool, laid back, fun time to just connect and talk with people that we've never met before, people that we met 10 minutes ago, people that we've known for years.
Right.
Like, super cool to be able to hear from you guys and then also be able to be in the community and in person, have that connection.
Agreed.
Or just opening up conversation, which is what this podcast is all about.
We just do it without the people that watch and listen. I mean, we could, but
it wouldn't be as fun.
Right.
Yeah, we'd just be talking to ourselves, which we appreciate. I enjoy spending time talking to you, but it's like you said, it's those people that have reached out that have made a point.
Said what they love, or oh my gosh, this is what I needed to hear today.
Correct. Yeah.
Or
Or I mean, Summer sat on the couch, right, and shared so much of that, and she's like, I've never said half of that publicly or whatever, right? Even we don't know what it does for that person, right? Like 20 to 1,000 people might hear that conversation, but for that one person that sat on the couch and talked for a moment, it was like, like we don't know what it did in that person's life, right?
Totally.
So,
and I think we don't spend enough time giving shout outs to other fellow entrepreneurs and businesses in our community. We've been trying to do that a little on social media with our neighbors, starting with our neighbors first and saying, hey, let's not forget about the people next door and next door to them and next door to them. Because there's enough wealth and support and business to go around for everyone. So giving people a shout out or a heart or a like doesn't cost you anything.
Correct. Those are free.
We'll take those.
Totally.
We'll
love
take
it.
Those.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it.
All right. Well, wrapping season 2 until season 3, we're kicking it off.
I see what you did there.
In the fall.
And then kicking it off. Maybe we wear a Packers shirt.
Do a live from Lambeau episode.
Live
I'm
from
gonna wear my Packer
Lambeau.
hat.
There you go. From the 50-yard line.
Yeah. All right. I don't know if we can say that. We can
Probably
say
not.
it.
Yeah, it's fine. We can
Don't say it. I'm just kidding.
It's fine.
All right. Well, thanks to
guys.
everybody for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye.
Heads up, folks. Interest rates are falling. But as of September 23rd, 2024, you can still lock in a 6% or higher yield with a bond account at public.com. That's a pretty big deal because when rates drop, so can the interest you earn on your cash. A bond account allows you to lock in a 6% or higher yield with a diversified portfolio of high yield and investment grade corporate bonds. So while other people are watching their returns shrink, you can sit back with regular interest payments. But you might want to act fast because your yield is not locked in until you invest. The good news? It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up at public.com. Lock in a 6% or higher yield with a bond account. Only at public.com. Brought to you by Public Investing. Member FINRA and SIPC. Yield to worst is not guaranteed. Not an investment recommendation. All investing involves risk. Visit public.com/disclosures for more info.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. Everybody needs some variety in life. That's what I love about Chumba Casino. They know how to keep things fresh and exciting. All their games are free to play, like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire. You can claim free daily login bonuses, too. And they release new games every week. So spice things up with ChumbaCasino.com now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.